The most significant existential threat to the state of Israel today is Iran.
Israel is facing a very unique situation. In 2005, a new president of Iran was elected. His name was Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, and he repeatedly calls for Israel being wiped off the map. He didn't say it once, he didn't say it twice, he said it on repeated occasions. And in parallel, the Iranians have been working feverishly to complete a nuclear weapons program. They sit with the West, they have long negotiations with the European Union. In the meantime, they complete their uranium conversion facility in Isfahan and their enrichment plant in Natanz. Married to this effort to build nuclear weapons is a strenuous Iranian program and effort to build ballistic missiles. The Iranians, as of 1998, had a Shihab-3, which can fly 1,300 kilometers from Iranian territory and strike Israel.
During the so-called Cold War, both sides had nuclear weapons, but they were restrained by what came to be known as mutual assured destruction. Each side knew that if they used nuclear weapons, the other side would retaliate with nuclear weapons, and the result would be the destruction of both. Now, I'm afraid that with some of these religious fanatics who are in the Iranian ruling leadership, mutual assured destruction is not a deterrent, it's an inducement. They are in what I would call an apocalyptic mood. They see this as the end of the world. There is what you might call a messianic scenario, a scenario for the end of time, when the final battles take place between the forces of good, which means our side, whichever that is, and the forces of evil. A lot of them see that as happening now. And therefore, mutually assured destruction is not something to be afraid of. On the contrary, something to be welcomed, because then all the dead on both sides would go to their eternal destinations. The unbelievers to hell, and the true believers to paradise with all its delights, which are so vividly described in the Quran.
In October 2005, Ahmadinejad said, "Israel must be wiped off the map." In 2006, he said, "Israel is a dried up and rotten tree which will be annihilated in one storm." But the nuclear threat is not the only threat that emerges from Iran. Iran sponsors many terrorist organizations, including Islamic Jihad, Hamas, and Hezbollah.
The Iranian threat is getting more and more obvious. They're stretching westwards. The tentacles are going across Iraq to Syria, to Hezbollah in Lebanon, southwards, as far as Hamas.
The Palestinians, whether it's Hamas or it's Fatah or Islamic Jihad or all of these other terrorist organizations, the Democratic Front for the Liberation of Palestine, the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, Palestine Liberation Front, whatever the organization is, you see that they're getting their command and control from abroad. Fatah also has massive joint operations with the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, which is an Iranian organization. Hamas, since 2006, when it won the Palestinian elections, has had a very intimate relationship with Iran. It receives over $100 million a year from Iran, as well as weapons training and arms from Iran, so that the people who are running the show aren't actually even here.
And finally, Hezbollah, the terrorist organization based in southern Lebanon, is funded, trained, and even commanded by Iran. Hezbollah is acting as a proxy for Iran with its ongoing military campaign on Israel's northern border, sending rockets into Israel and kidnapping soldiers. The nuclear and ballistic missiles that Iran has developed are not just a threat to Israel, but are also a threat to the entire world.
قدرت پوشالی و سلطه شیطانی آمریکا بر جهان رو به نابودی است.
Iran is challenging the existence of Israel. Iran is challenging the existence of the United States. They say it in no uncertain words, that first and foremost they would like to throw, quote unquote, the infidels, meaning the Americans, from the Gulf and from the Middle East. And secondly, when the Americans capitulate, they will continue and trounce all over until they are the hegemon of the entire world, because they believe that Islam should be the dominant religion in the globe.
The Iranians, as of 1998, have procured missiles like the BM-25 that could fly into southern Europe, and a spacelift vehicle to put a Persian Sputnik into orbit. Once you have a multi-stage rocket that can put a satellite into orbit, you also have an intercontinental range weapon, which is why the United States and its European allies are also concerned about Iran. Iran poses an immediate threat to Israel, but it also poses a global threat to the United States and its Western allies.
Ahmadinejad said in 2006, "I warn the great powers who fan the flames of Muslim rage. We will annihilate them all."
Iran with the atomic bomb means that Europe could lose the war. You could literally destroy the top 200 cities in Europe. It's going to be a very close call. I think Iran will be the battle point.
Iran also attacks Western interests via its proxy, Hezbollah, which has attacked Argentina and American targets around the world. Iranian weapons, bombs, and Revolutionary Guards play a key role in the attacks against American and Allied troops in Iraq. Iraqi Shiite insurgents are trained in Iran and provided with bomb-making equipment. As Nazi hunter Elie Wiesel said of Iran, "I belong to a generation that learned to take the enemy's words of hate seriously."